Pablo, we know the state of the Knicks. Is Carmelo doing Kyrie a favor here by essentially blocking this?
Well, here's the thing. Me and Bomani Jones were walking through Target yesterday in lovely Bristol, Connecticut, and I got a phone call. And the voice on the other end of that phone call is a trustworthy person, and he was saying to me that Kyrie Irving very badly wants to be a New York Knick. Kyrie Irving wants to come home. And so Carmelo Anthony in this scenario is kind of like the ghost of Christmas future. This is what your life could be. Don't be me. Help Carmelo Anthony prevent you from becoming Carmelo Anthony. Because the Knicks, Jen, you're right. We know what they are. They can't have nice things. I get why Kyrie Irving wants to play in Madison Square Garden. I get that he loves playing there, dropping all sorts of tremendous performances at MSG. Kyrie has done that, and we respect him more for that in New York. But this is not the right move for that dude.
Well, hold on. The dilemma that you have here, though, Melo was very happy in New York until Phil Jackson happened, right? Like, if Melo is on a mediocre Knicks team with no Phil Jackson, living in New York, living the life that he's living, is Carmelo really trying to get out of New York? Because, I mean, let's think of how long he held on saying, I want to stay, I want to stay, I want to stay. And then it just got to a point where I'm just like, man, I'm done with this. And then he ultimately wanted to go. Maybe Kyrie Irving is wired in a similar way, and that is enough to get him to go back to the Knicks, and he would just enjoy dropping buckets in the Garden, being the man in New York. Like, maybe that is what he wants. Now, if he wants to ultimately be successful as a basketball player, then of course Carmelo Anthony is doing him a favor. When has this I want to go to the Knicks thing worked out for anybody? Anybody. Like, when has this worked out? Now, it would be so exciting for Knicks fans, and it would be the best thing.
My
and it would be the best thing for business for us in this, which is excited Knicks fans. They would be convincing themselves of so many things. Never mind how many times they have seen this movie before. They saw this movie with Stephon Marbury. After Stephon Marbury already lived this movie and went to the Nets, right? Like, Marbury was in the classic situation. I want to get back to the city, but the closest I can get is Jersey. So, like, this is where they wound up as a team. So it would be fun perhaps to have Kyrie, but Kyrie is not ready for what they are going to do to him in these papers if he shows up here, because that sweet Georgia Brown, but losing all those games will not work out for you in New York City, I think, in the way that you want.
We are probably two of the worst people at this company to tell someone reject the quality of life in New York City.
Right.
We are not equipped to do that. But you look at that team, you look at the front office, if Kyrie Irving is looking to make this the place that he wants to retire, this is a long-term thing, right? Because I'm going to let Kyrie Irving, I think, be wise enough to know this isn't about winning a championship in 1, 2, 3 years. He's going for the long game. But man, like, that front office that just signed Tim Hardaway Jr. to $71 million, that front office which cannot get out of its own way, even if Jim Dolan is saying the thing that we all want him to say, which is, I won't be meddling in basketball operations. I was talking to somebody who would know about the Tim Hardaway Jr. scenario. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s first words after signing that contract: man, that's crazy.
So you could argue it's working out for him.
No, but think about this.
Yes.
Like, when we talked about this with Derrick Rose, you and I, we joked about the fact that Derrick Rose basically seems to have a nose for chaos, right? Like, he goes from the chaos of the Bulls and then into the chaos of the Knicks and now into what seems to be the chaos of the Cavs. Kyrie Irving would be staying within the circle of chaos if he winds up going to play for the Knicks. You're going to another chaotic team. Why is it that you would want to do that when the first chaotic team you played for pre-LeBron had you miserable the whole way? So maybe Melo is saving him, unless Kyrie just wants to be the man in New York. And if that's what he wants to be, he can be that. You're just going to take a lot of hell in the process.
He is going to be so popular in New York. He is going to be beloved. He is going to be what we all know him to be, this highlight reel ready player. I think you've said this before. I agree with you. The best ball handler we've ever seen in NBA history. All of that is true. He will be so popular until he is not.
Until he's not. In that moment, what game will it be? What embarrassing moment? What horrible post-game availability will it be where he just finally loses it and goes off, right? Like, when will that be?
Listen to your friend Carmelo Anthony. There's a reason Carmelo Anthony wants to leave the Knicks.
The ghost of Christmas future.